Hey, how are ya? One Piece Chapter 1055, titled The New Era, just came out, so let's get to talking. But before we start,
do you want to play a game?
Behind me is the body part of a character from One Piece, and you have to guess who this character is. But if you get the character wrong, you have to click the big red subscribe button. But if you get the character right, simply click the gray thumbs up button and turn it blue. Thank you very much. Let's begin. And the character behind me was none other than Kazuki Oden himself. You know the rules, so please follow them, either subscribe or like.
Or else.
Now let's get this chapter started. We start the chapter off resuming the fight with Admiral Green Bull and the Red Scabbards, and let me just say that it's pretty one-sided so far, as we'd expect. Momo is still a big pink dragon, which makes him a bigger target, and you know Green Bull is going to take advantage of that. Yamato is also still in the battlefield, but Momo keeps insisting that she shouldn't jump into the fight. So while Momo is being beat up by this big tree admiral, he gets slammed to the ground, and out of nowhere Raizo comes in the picture and releases a big fire attack from his scrolls. And you guys already know Green Bull is currently made out of wood and grass and the whole forest. So that should mean that fire should hurt him, right? Well, let me tell you something. He absolutely does not care about the Red Scabbards. This is merely a morning workout for him. After Green Bull eats this fire scroll attack right to the face, he takes a second of his time to completely fake the pain he felt and gives them the good old psych, gotcha, and releases an attack called Fireproof Forest, and then sends out an attack towards Raizo and starts sucking his life out of his body, just like what he did to King and Queen. Meanwhile, the other Red Scabbards try their best to cut down the branches around them, but end up being caught by Green Bull too. We then cut to Robin, Law, and Sukiyaki walking down a long flight of stairs. Sukiyaki then explains that he never told Kaido or Arachi about the passage that they are taking, but they found it with the help of Jack being a fish man. Which was weird to me at first, but this could have been before Jack ate a devil fruit, because you can't move underwater if you ate a devil fruit, even if you are a fish man. As they're walking down the steps, Robin notices that there's light coming from somewhere, and she goes to check it out, and next to her is Law, who simply rooms his way there. They look to see that the source of the light was from a glass block, and what they saw was Wano, but it was underwater. Sukiyaki then explains that this was a Wano from 800 years ago. Apparently people of Wano used to live below there around the base of Mount Fuji, and then eventually walls came up, which meant the rain had nowhere to go but to flood the place. And now modern-day Wano is on top of this old Wano from before. Afterwards, the three of them finally reach it. The third road poneglyph that the Straw Hats now have a copy of. Or so we thought. Just like how we found out Raftel is actually called Laugh Tale, the road poneglyphs are also actually called Lode poneglyphs. Sukiyaki then reveals something big. He reveals that apparently, if you keep going down further, you would be able to find the sleeping ancient weapon Pluton. Holy shit. Folks, we really are in the final saga of One Piece. I'm gonna holy Okay, sorry, let me calm down. Sukiyaki then says that he never actually saw the ancient weapon himself, but explains how to retrieve it. Remember the walls that came up from nowhere and caused the old Wano to be flooded? Well, apparently Pluton is even at a lower level than it, so it is underneath all of Wano. What the actual So to get Pluton out, you must break down these walls and literally open up Wano, which takes Wano's #1 defense from the outside world away. We then cut back to the fight with Admiral Green Bull and the Red Scabbards, and it's still currently the same. The Red Scabbards right now are all being picked up from the ground by Green Bull's little tree powers, and while they are all struggling to break free, he's basically having a conversation with them. He said stuff like, if Kaido was still in charge he wouldn't have came there, and that even though the people of Wano was miserable and literally dying while being under his rule, he was the reason people from the outside world didn't come and mess with Wano. And then continues to yell at them to just bring Luffy so he can take his head and leave the country. You already know it's not going to happen, but Yamato still suggests that they should call Luffy and the others to just take care of this guy already. Momonosuke continues to try to release those big dragon F-off blast breaths, but nothing but smoke comes out. Momonosuke then tells Yamato that calling Luffy and the others is absolutely not an option, and for her whole life she's been chained up and stuck on a Nigashima. Now that she has a chance to be free, he doesn't want Green Bull to mess things up for them. He then talks about how he no longer wants to keep depending on Luffy and the others, and that he wants to prove that the people who are staying back at Wano will be able to keep the country safe. Momonosuke is now the shogun of Wano, and he's basically saying, "This is my damn country, I need to be able to protect this place, so I can't have you guys interfering on this one." So this is basically Momo's first actual test against a real problem as the shogun of Wano, and let me be honest, I really feel bad for this guy. His dad died just a couple of weeks ago for him, and now he's been transformed to be 20 more years older than what he actually is, so this little 8-year-old kid had to grow up so fast, and is now the leader of the whole country, a country that you know damn well people from the outside would want to invade. But in typical Momonosuke fashion he keeps yelling, but this time with tears. And then he keeps on trying to let off these blast breaths, while screaming "Begone you demon tree" at Green Bull. But you guys probably already know that nothing's gonna come out, and it's just all smoke. So you know Green Bull, he has to add a little bit of trash talk, while he beats up the red scabbards, and watch Momo release nothing but smoke from his mouth, and even saying that even some dragons are pathetic I guess. Until you see a bright light and turn to look at Momonosuke, who is getting ready to release a blast breath right at Green Bull. And so he does. This 8-year-old kid did it. I guess we can call Momo a donut maker now, because that's exactly what he did to Green Bull's tree monster form. And it actually hurt Green Bull. Even Momonosuke himself is surprised. So what do you do, folks, when you just found out that you have unlocked a new OP ability? You spam it. And that's exactly what Momo does. And now the tables have turned, and Green Bull is getting absolutely destroyed by this pink 8-year-old dragon that's also 28. So here you have it, folks. Momonosuke destroyed Green Bull's tree monster form. But let's be real, he's an admiral, and that's not gonna kill him. We see a little plant grow from the grass around, and it continues to grow until we make out the image of Green Bull. So he basically bailed out of the big tree monster form, and regrew himself, which I figured he would be able to do, but now we have confirmed it. Now that we see Momo can perfectly do a blast breath just like Kaido himself. Was this really a failed devil fruit? Or did Vegapunk say that it was a failed devil fruit on purpose, or even called it a failed devil fruit because it was pink? Because what pink dragon could possibly put fear into the eyes of its enemies, am I right? Once Green Bull fully regrew himself, he was getting ready to make another big tree monster, until we see powerful Conqueror's HAKI from very far away, which hurts and stops Green Bull from continuing his big tree monster form. Who is this HAKI from, you may ask? Well, even from really far, Green Bull knows that this Conqueror's HAKI was exactly from red-haired mother King Shanks himself. Holy that's right, people, back-to-back mother chapters with red-haired Shanks. And then we cut to the red-haired pirate's ship that is still outside of Wano, and apparently that Conqueror's HAKI blast made the chore boys of the red-haired pirates start to foam up from their mouth. We then see an epic silhouette of Shanks looking over the side of their ship and says, "I'm not accusing you of fighting dirty, little Navy man, but the kids that just changed pirate history are exhausted, so don't you think you're doing too much right now?" And with a scary view of the angered Shanks he says, "Are you really that afraid of this new year, you mother?" Well, he maybe didn't say the last part, but you get it. We then see Green Bull, who managed to stay on his feet after that Conqueror's HAKI, who says, "I don't want to pick a fight with you guys yet." So he runs. He's just gone. Disappears. Just like that. Which makes Yamato celebrate, and brings Momo to tears. We then see Jinbei, Sanji, Zoro, and of course Luffy, who are sitting down from afar looking like proud older brothers with smiles on their faces, and have apparently been watching the fight the whole time. And oh my goodness, you know we are in the final saga of One Piece, when the strongest members of the Straw Hats are on the sideline waiting for the time to absolutely destroy a Marine Admiral. They then talk about the strong Conqueror's HAKI that they felt. And with a smile on Luffy's face he says that it made him think of a familiar face. What a chapter. Luffy and Shanks reunion coming soon.
Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe. Ha ha ha.